Hello, Grand Rising. What's up to everyone? Just want to get back on YouTube and I just for this video I just want to express just the current state I'm in as far as the way I'm feeling and just kind of what the encouragement I want to give to people and also I just want to be like clear on why I'm here on YouTube. Like what's the reason what's the reason why I'm here on YouTube? What's my presence? Like why did I decide to make a YouTube channel? Why did I decide to come here? And the answer to that question really is pretty much simple for me to say to you. And the reason why, I came on here to YouTube, for one, it's to empower. That's the main thing. You know, what comes along with empowering is a limitless output from me to you. That's how I feel personally. That's how I've always felt. And I feel as long as I stick to this journey I'm on, I'm going to always feel like that. As long as I continue to stay on the path, as long as I continue to keep my head up and never give up, something that has just been my core. Very simple, but it's very hard to do for a lot of people. But it's been my core and I've stuck to it for so long. And, it's in the DNA at this point of never giving up and always moving forward. But getting back on focus, I said, empowering because it's something that I do effortlessly. I honestly have that passion. It's something that I can just do. And, I don't come on to try to boast that. I don't come on to try to make people feel bad about that. I don't try to make myself look better than people because it's not about that for me. It is bigger than you. It is bigger than me. I didn't come on here to divide with people. I didn't come on here to get into conflicts with people. I didn't come on here to try to tell anyone to do anything. So let's be very clear. And I just want to make sure that we are clear so there are no misunderstandings, that there are no perceptions, no misperceptions, no pre-assumptions or anything like that, because I feel it is important to make sure people know who you are and what you're talking about and why you're doing it. And for me, like I said, this is a passion to come onto YouTube, to this platform, and empower people and give back to people the way that I want to give back to people. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I've came so far in this journey that I would be a fool to actually get into something that I know I shouldn't get into. It is too great of a moment right now. It's too great of a time right now for me to act like I don't know who I am and engage in duality when it comes to anything. So for me, my main reason here is empowerment, enlightenment, upliftment, because that exists on a limited system, or excuse me, a limitless system. What exists on that limited system are these limited structures and these constructs that are all around us. Those are the limited ones. Something I'm doing, something I'm projecting to people is limitless. Something that they're looking for, that they need, they're trying to seek, that they want to hear it because it's in them. They resonate with what I'm saying because it's them. But they just haven't had the chance to get to that side of them yet. And because of that, they go outside of them, not inside of them. And that's where the limitations begin, because inside it's limitless. If you start inside first, if you love self first, if you know all of self, if you know you're more than just a color, if you know you're all colors on a spectrum, if you know you're a human being before you are a man or a female, any of those things first, those are just fundamental things with yourself, not anything external to you. It's just letting you know who you are. So the more you know yourself, the more you get to know yourself, who you really are, everyone collectively, no S in tribe, right? So that's just what it is for me. I'm just coming on here to give back my experiences so far and the knowledge that I've came across so far to the people so we can all be on board, not just one group of people, one species of people, human beings, that we're all on the same boat, we're all on the same page with everything, not being confused by the language as it is broken, the English language, it is broken, not being confused about not even just the system, okay? Let's not even talk about systems, okay? Let's not even talk about systems. Let's talk about you, because guess what? Listen to what I just said. That's outside of you, right? That's external. Let's focus on the internal. Internal, we have systems, but we're not talking about those kind of systems. We actually have 12 different systems in the human body. You know, we have the respiratory, the lymph system. There's so many systems. I'm still learning them myself. But once I do, I'm giving that right back to you. But also I'm applying it. And that's wisdom, when you apply the knowledge. So I just want to be clear on that moving forward, because when it comes to conflict, you can miss me. Anyone with that, when it comes to duality and judgment, you can miss me with that, because I've come too far. The mission is too great. The people are seeking themselves, and they need someone, not just myself only. There's more of me in this world, in this realm, but we're collectively saying the same thing, just in different ways, I feel. And even if you have just come across this knowledge and you felt, oh wow, like, yeah, those are all really great things he's saying, I'm gonna use it in my video, I'm not hating on that. Like, as long as it's getting it to the people, as long as it's saying the same thing, because all the knowledge is the same. That's what I learned. All the knowledge is the same. If we're talking about the same knowledge, it came from the same place, we should have no conflict. There should be no dualities between us, because we're talking about the same thing, actually. And I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I already understand what that does. Why am I competing with someone? I'm incomparable. I don't even really compete with myself. Sometimes I do, but I really don't compete with myself, because I don't try to really compete with myself. I just learn myself and observe myself. And I learn from there and I grow from there, really. I don't really look at myself as trying to compete with myself. If it was anyone I'm competing with, it is myself, though. But I'm not looking for that in myself, like compete with yourself and, be so hard on myself all the time. That was me a couple of years ago. I've grown a lot, tremendously. I've grown a lot. Maturity at a level where most people are wondering, how did he get to that maturity level kind of just within a year? I was looking at a video from just a year ago of myself. And wow, just crazy how my confidence level has risen since just 1 year ago. But guess what? I'm going to give you guys a gem, because this was a business decision I made when I came onto the video camera. This was a business decision. It all started with actually Snapchat. I started about a year and a half ago with Snapchat. And when I started with Snapchat, excuse me, it's a little cold, but when I started with Snapchat, my first thought going into Snapchat, upon, let's not even say spiritual awakening. Let's just keep it very simple, very basic, because I don't want to get people confused. I want to keep this clear, and I want to be as precise as possible about my experience. And then the knowledge I came across and how I combined the both of them things together. And now you see the product. You see what it did. You see who I am. You see the energy level I'm at consistently. Like, no matter what positions I'm in life, this is me consistently. No matter what I'm doing, who I'm around, this is me. And I can be very real about that. I don't have to hide. I don't have to go anywhere and try to, be someone I'm not. I'm always going to be the person I came here to be. And I've discovered that, and I'm still discovering that. We all are. This is a journey for all of us. We're all having our own unique experience. We're all on our own clocks right now. But at the end of the day, it's still a collective movement. And that's what it's always been about for me, community. Community is the power. And you see the videos. Just look back at the videos that I'm trying to get you to see yourself, the power you have. And there's going to be more content about that as well. But I want to make this video because I think it's necessary to make and put out and Make sure there's no speed bumps, there's no things in the road that are gonna try to get me to engage in some duality or some judgment, something I'm speaking on. If you listen to what I'm talking about, you would know where I stand with most of the things already. You know, it's very simple. Those two systems, binary and trinary systems, that's really all you kind of need to know as far as your energy and how to conduct it and how to go internal and not external. When you know that, you can already, when someone comes at you with duality or someone comes at you with any kind of conflict, you already read. It's like you're an energy reader at that point. Like, you can read that energy as soon as it comes your way. First couple of words, first couple of sentences out someone's mouth, you already know where it's coming from. You already see where the energy is coming from. And that's just me personally speaking for myself. But once you take this leap, once you take this leap with yourself, you become more aware of these things, because you're not guessing anymore, thinking anymore where it came from. What is this? How? It's none of that anymore. You know exactly, and you feel it. You feel it. It's not just a guess. You really feel it, and it's just, you have a choice. But if you're an adept, if you're someone who's mature, you don't have a choice. You already know what to do. If you're gonna sustain your balance, you already know what to do. And that's not engaging and stuff like that. So when I see that kind of stuff, when I see, even someone trying to get a reaction out of me, I stay balanced. That's really it. And I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that sometimes I do get that very, very slight thought of just going off balance and engaging and letting that person know how I feel, maybe a little bit, but that's not who I really am. Maybe sometimes I feel like that, and that's what I'm working on, though. I'm working on all that. I think about all that. As soon as it comes in, I can actually see it when it comes in, but I'm also like, I can work with this. I can get better from here. I don't just stay stuck and stagnant in that slight thought that could turn something so small that can turn into something so big. So it's all about being mindful of everything. So that's really what it is, just being mindful about what it is you're experiencing with yourself and others as well. The relationships you have with other people and the relationship you have with yourself. And if you can really point out, where issues are in your own internal relationship, and then those relationships external to you, then wow, I mean, you're going to get somewhere, because now you're making that mature decision to first say, wait, like, maybe it was me too. Maybe it's just not them. Let me look back at myself. Let me check back with myself. Let me see what I got going on inside of me. What's been going on in my head? Is my consciousness just running by itself? Is it just thinking on its own? Can I not stop that? Like, is my body in the most optimal position it could be? In the most sustainable position? Am I putting the right things in my body? Do I even know my body? Do I even know this language I'm speaking? Do I know what the real origins of the school system really are? Just little fundamental questions we should be asking, and we should have been asking. But that's the thing. What comes when you ask? When you ask for something, there's that dependency, depending on who you're asking and what you're asking. But this is something we know, so we don't have to ask anymore. So we're good there. That's what comes when knowing comes into into your space. When that gnosis comes into your space, at that point, you're in the know. You don't have to ask. You already know. So it's power in knowing yourself. Not asking about who you are. Not, who am I? No, I know who I am. And I know who I am. I know who I'm becoming. And I see that great person. I'm only just trying to get that back to people. So I'm going to end the video there. I also got some really great encouragement here on YouTube as well. I want to give shouts out to Roberto Blake. He is he's a very great, motivator as well. He's someone that, upon just my journey on YouTube, what I like to do is research. I like to, before I hop into something, I like to actually research it and actually go through what I need to see as far as like the path I'm going to take. Like, if I see someone doing something that I like, I may use that in my next video or something. So I don't try to compete with anyone on YouTube. So I just want to put that out there as well. Like, I may look at something that you're doing, and I may be like, damn, like, and then especially if you're giving me words of encouragement, especially if you're giving gems and stuff like that. Like, I'm very receptive to things like that. It's like collectivity. It's like community. I don't divide. I don't hate against people like that. I really respect people like that to actually come onto this platform and give gems, give knowledge to people without, giving them the knowledge in a way that you're not persuading them or influencing them or, getting them to do something you want them to do. You're just giving them the knowledge so they could be the judge of the knowledge. And that's the best kind of teacher, because you're not teaching in the way where you're telling people, do this, do that, you should believe in this, and this is that over there, and that's that over there, so therefore everyone should be doing blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how. I'm not gonna tell you what not to do and what is not gonna work. But if you want the most sustainable results, if you want the most limitless results, it's best to give someone the knowledge in a way where they can be the judge. They can sit back and look at it and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go this way now. I'm gonna go that way now. Or I'm gonna just go middle. I'm gonna stay middle. I'm gonna stay in the balance. I'm gonna stay in the center with all of this. And it's important, because that could be the difference between someone being misled and really discovering who they really are. So I just want to be clear today. I want to be very, very clear today. That's why I decided to make this video. And I hope that helps a lot of people out there, especially those who are trying to tune in to the videos I create here on YouTube. They will get better, but like I said, I want to give a shout out to Roberto Blake, because, I just watched this video on his channel, and he told me, not just me, but his audience, he told his audience, the people on, that subscribe to his channel. He's a content creator here on YouTube. He said, make those first 100 crappy videos. That quantity is going to create that quality. And I respect that. I appreciate that. That is amazing to have someone on YouTube tell you that, because you don't see that every day on YouTube. You see a lot of people tearing each other down on YouTube. You see a lot of trolls on YouTube. You see a lot of people hating and fighting and fussing and dividing and judging. It's all the same thing at the end of the day. It's on a limited system. So those words, you're going to hear me say those words a lot, really in sync, just how I said them, because it's all on that system, right? If we're going to talk about systems, it's all on that binary, limited, dual system. Energy-wise, physically, there's no getting away from it. This is the realm we're in. It's fact. I don't have to argue that. So for me to try to argue that with someone, I will actually be ignorant, because you can't argue a fact with an opinion. You need two opinions for an argument. What I'm talking about is facts. I have facts. I don't speak on opinions. I speak on gnosis. We speak on knowing. Tribe speaks on knowing. We know. We don't think. We don't believe. We know. We're in the middle. We're in the center. We're in the balance. And if you aren't, you're working your way there. You're getting better. You're still being mindful. You're still tuning in to something. You're not just cloned. You're not just cloned out. You're not just programmed out. You're not just autopilot out. You're not just letting things take your will. You're not doing any of that. You're still fighting. You're still not giving up. You're still going strong. And that's the beauty of someone great. They know they're great, and they're going to keep going because they know they're great. And they know they're great, and they know once they get there, they can help others be great. They can help others find their gift and uniqueness. They can help others. That's why they do it. That's why I do it. I is we, though. So this is a tribe. This is a community. It's a collective thing. We ain't dividing here. We don't have time for any division here. For us to divide at this point is foolish. It puts everything in jeopardy to divide at this point, to divide at any point. There is no division here. There's no power in division. So I want to be very, very clear on that for everyone who is going to watch this video, as far as just whoever has that kind of immature approach to my content, thinking that I'm trying to compete, or thinking I'm trying to get people to divide or divide against people. No, I want to be very, very clear. Look at my videos. Look at the titles of these videos. Look at the messages in these videos. And yes, I know it's dark. I know you can't really see me, but like I said, I'm going to make those first 100 crappy videos, but they're not going to be crappy though. I'm going to tell you that right now, actually. These videos are going to be straight raw. They're going to be straight authentic. They're going to be straight off the consciousness. I don't come in here with notes. I can speak for about an hour if I wanted to. But what is that? What's the point of speaking for a whole hour if I'm not really giving you something, though? If I'm not really giving you something to apply for you to use for yourself and for you to raise your awareness, for you to elevate, for you to go up, and then you can help other people as well. You know, you can start doing that whenever. You are always the power. Remember that. You know, and if someone's telling you otherwise, you should just. This is something I'm going to definitely tell you what you should do on. If someone's not telling you the power, if someone's not telling you about yourself, if someone's not telling you how to discover your gift, uniqueness, and that you have this amazing power inside of you, that you have this amazing gift, you're connected to the universe, that nature is the perfect design, and you're connected to nature. If they're not telling you any of that, it's probably time for you to start thinking about, is this helping me? Is this connecting to me? How is this coming back to me? How is it coming back to me? How is what this person coming back to me and my children and my community? How is that helping me? Why am I spending my time listening to this person if it's not coming back to myself, if it can't come back to my children, if it can't come back to my community, if it can't help nothing that I actually genuinely experience on a day-to-day basis, and you know, something has to be governed somewhere. If it's not helping any of that, why am I listening to it? Because my time is what? My time is my energy. I broke down energy. There's a video on energy. Just go back in my YouTube in the videos on the list. The components of your energy. Just go look at that. Look at the link. Go to the link in the description. You're gonna actually really understand exactly what is being said there. Just go to that link. It's called the components of your energy. So like I said, if I'm listening to someone, I'm giving them my time. My time is what? My time is my energy. And energy is space. So I'm giving you my energy and space. If I'm listening to you, if I'm being receptive, then I'm giving you energy, is what I'm saying. And if within that engagement, it's not a sustainable engagement, it's not a limitless engagement, it's actually keeping me limited, it's actually maybe leading me astray, then why am I actually really giving you my time? Why am I actually listening to you if you're not telling me about myself? If you're not telling me about my children? If you're not telling me the origins of things? If you're not telling me anything like that, why am I listening to you? Is what I'm saying. So knowing where things come from is very important. Everything. That's just me. That's how I even really got on this journey, is because, you know, Savan Bomar, the mentor, or, you know, like I said, I wouldn't even just give him that title, mentor. He's more than just a mentor. You know, he's more than just someone who's just a mentor for one person. He speaks to so many people. He touches so many people, you know, and I don't want to get too deep on, you know, exactly what it is. I will later in some other videos, but right now I just want to get this message across and just and acknowledge him along the way. But I also want to get this message off and make sure that you just know who you are at the end of the day. You know, you just know that who you are at the end of the day, and that you don't run into someone who's going to tell you otherwise. You know, and I just want to be very clear on that, I'm not on this YouTube platform to divide against anyone. I'm not here to conflict against anyone. And if I see someone who wants that reaction out of me, it's just only comical to me. It's very comical to me. You know, I'm only laughing, honestly. And it's beautiful though, because you have complete control over what can happen next, what goes on next. You know, you can control that energy. You're an alchemist, so you can transmute that energy however you want to, as long as you're aware of that energy. If I wasn't aware of myself and I wasn't aware of who I was, I would have reacted to anything that wanted my reaction that way. So you see how important it is. But anyway, I want to end with that. I'm already 25 minutes in. It's early in the morning. Grand Rising again. I just want to honor the space and clear the space. Something I'm still learning to do. As I said, I will be very real on this YouTube. I won't come on here with fake, watered down personality, character. You're just gonna get this who I am present today, and that's just what it is with me. But like I said, I also want to touch on just the components of things and how that was important. That's why my consciousness just remembered. That's what I wanted to say before I acknowledge Savan Bomar. So, excuse me. I actually need some water if you guys don't mind. So I wanted to talk about the how I even came across this journey as far as like just being on that excuse me. Water will get better actually, and I'll definitely be making videos on. Great product that just came out into the market dealing with hydrogen. But you know, when I first came onto this awakening, and I appreciate you if you've stuck around for this long. When I first came onto this this spike in my life, you can say. Let's just keep the wordplay. Let's just keep it a little simpler. Let's just make it. Let's build up to it. Let's build up to it. I don't want to bring everything on too fast, too strong to people. Let's build up. Let's build up first. Let's make sure we understand who we are in the language. And I'm going to be making videos on that. I'm going to be making videos on the origins of the English language, how it's broken, how it's not connecting. You know, I'm going to be talking about the Kabbalah, you know, things like that, things you should know that you're already doing. You know, we're evoking this language, but what is this language? What are these words, these letters? What does it connect to? Why does it affect us? That's what I'll talk about, but also I want to stick to the focus, like I said, and that was how I had this spike in my life. And, you know, upon coming across the knowledge, there was this question. There was this question that got me going. There was this question that just got me going. And the question was this. And mind you, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now on things, or as proficient, you can say. And I'm still learning. I haven't really, you know, learned as much as I would like to. And I wouldn't say that's scary, but like like I haven't even, you know, went anywhere yet, is what I'm saying. And I'm naturally flowing the way I'm flowing. So the question that got me going was this. Do you even know the components of this plant? If I asked you this question, if I asked you that question, what would be your answer? If I had a plant, do you know the components of this plant? Do you know the minerals in it? Do you know the breakdown of this plant? Do you know what's inside of this plant? And that right there got me going. That's all it took. It triggered me into another space, into another frequency, and I became that way with everything almost. Not extreme though. I wasn't extreme with it. You know, maybe in the very, very earlier stages, like of the spike, yes, you're gonna be extreme. Anyone's gonna be extreme because it's so new. It's something that you weren't taught. It's something that they kept hidden. You know, and I wouldn't even say kept hidden. It's just something they didn't want you to know about yourself, really. You know, but once that question came upon me and it was asked, I was just like, wow. You know, I've been living my whole life, and, you know, I really never asked myself that question before. You know, I never had that perspective, you know, into my consciousness space, you know. So for me to hear that, it brought about so much more. It unlocked and turned wheels everywhere, you know. And I'm so happy for that moment. You know, I'm so happy for the guidance in that moment, you know, because without it, I definitely wouldn't be on YouTube giving back to you. I wouldn't be on YouTube right now giving back to you. And I'm just grateful. I'm very grateful for that moment because, man, it just put me on that journey, you know. And now because of it, it all lined up. It was a synchronicity for me to continue to seek the knowledge. You know, it's actually in my path, you know, to have a desire for knowledge and just want to know more. Want to know more, just want to know more. You know, but I know that can take you to other places as well if you're not careful. Especially for me, like in the beginning, like I would sometimes run with the knowledge. I would just go off and I would be so into it that I would miss the whole kind of process of the thing. You know, the process of the knowledge is applying it. And if you're not applying it, you're just holding on to the knowledge. That's all you're doing. And if you're just holding on to the knowledge, you're not, like, I mean, if you think about it, it's just like breathing in and you're not letting go, though. You just got all the knowledge, breathe in, but you're just holding on to it. You're not breathing out. It's like, bro, you got to breathe. You breathe in to breathe out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the same thing with the knowledge. You get the knowledge, you receive the knowledge to give the knowledge and apply. Well, this is my formula. I get the knowledge, I apply the knowledge, and I give the knowledge. It's very simple. Very, very simple. That's just how I play. I wouldn't even say play because this is a very serious conversation. That's just how I roll because I am a wheel. So that's just how I roll. And hey, I hope to spread that to everyone because that is something that is going to be very high up on the scale in the future. Is just human kindness, human love, giving back. And that's been my whole thing, my whole life is giving back. But like I said, I just want to touch on that. I don't want to take up too much time, but that was the question that got me going more than what I was on the journey. Like that, it got me going, and I was just like, yeah, that. And then the limit, I didn't see a limit, and I still don't. I don't. It's like, it's so limitless. I just keep looking up. So limitless up there. It's just still climbing the ladder of life, but it's so limitless. There's no stopping point. You can take it wherever you want to go, and that's what I'm going to do collectively. Even though we all have this side to us. Remember, there's sides here, or there's left hemisphere, right hemisphere, left pole, right pole going on here. There's more poles. Like I said, please look at the video of the components of your energy and please watch the link in the description. The link in the description will give you a more articulate, like, definition of all of it, and I only made a 7-minute video for the sake of time. So I hope people watch that. I hope people tune into that because it really is a great video. So I just want to end there. 32 minutes in, like I said, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You remember that Marshawn Lynch video where he was just like, you get that ball and you just keep running through him. You keep running through him and forward, and you keep running and running and running and running and keep going forward and forward. And you keep running through him, 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 running through him, running through him, running through him, running through him. Keep going forward, 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 forward. Running through him, running through him, running through him, running through him, running through him. That's the mantra. It just is. You just keep going and going. Energizer Bunny, going and going. I could keep doing that. Keep doing it. Keep going if I wanted to. But what is the point of keep going if I am not giving you something to help you? If I'm not giving you something for you to apply for yourself, maybe other people, if I'm not enlightening you, if I'm not giving you solutions, what's the point of me going and going and going and talking and talking and talking and talking? It's no point. Because at that point, I'm not lighting people's light. I'm not giving people light. What are you actually doing for people if you're not giving them quality of life that they deserve when it comes to your words and them being receptive to your words and you coming onto this platform? If you're not giving them light, if you're not putting them in the position of power that they already are in, what are you really doing? And that's not to call anyone out. It's just being real. It's a real question, but that question's going to have to wait. Okay. Like I said, I could keep going and I'm already almost 35 minutes in, but this video is for encouragement. This video is for empowerment. This video is for upliftment. This video is for you to have someone to go to when you are confused about something. as far as what's going on in the world, and I'm gonna give you my best version of it from the people that I know who who can guide, not just themselves, but collectively community in the right direction, which is yourself. Not telling you anything external, not telling you anything to go by, just yourself. And that's the most beautiful part about it, because you think about it, in our lifetime, we don't get to know ourselves. We don't get those gems anymore. We haven't gotten those gems at all. So for someone to genuinely be into it like that, you got to give thanks. And I give thanks. I definitely do. I give thanks for that. I'm grateful for that. And I just want to, let you know you're that much more powerful when you subscribe to yourself. And that's it. I'm going to end the video there. This video is about all of those things I just said. You know what, so I hope you have a more of a clear understanding what I'm about. And, when I see certain things that I don't go for them, I've came too far, to let something like that try to interrupt the flow, or try to take my wheel, or try to get me off track or off board. Like I see it too well already. Like I've always seen it too well. I just really, you know what? I'm actually gonna keep this video a little longer, okay? Because this next part, I wanna get you to see where this confidence came from. Where did it all begin for me? Where did it all start for me? Why is it so? And this is just me saying it. I haven't heard from people yet. Like, oh, how are you so just confident? How are you just so smooth and natural with just speaking on camera like that? And I just want to kind of make it more clear on where that all came from with me. And I want to use that as encouragement to you. I want you to apply it for yourself. So if you want to stick around, please stick around. This is a gym. You want to stick around. This is something that we also have to work on, collectively, is just our attention span, because it's been ruined. We've been just only trained and programmed to look at entertainment and things that are just instant, gratification, things like that. It's just things that attract you so fast, and you don't even realize what you're doing in that moment. Just that 1 second, that's all you needed, was that 1 second, 2 seconds of you don't know what you're doing, and you're just going to tune into whatever they project into you, right? But I want to talk about where did this confidence come from? Where did this light come from that you're seeing? Where did this confidence come from that you're seeing? Where did it all come from? Why am I so why do I have this aura that screams and says I don't care, but in a balanced way? Like, I don't care as far as, making a video in the car where it's dark and this is my first kind of presence on YouTube. Like, it doesn't matter, right? The words matter. What I'm saying matters. Who cares about the quality? I mean, it's important, yes. I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all, but what I'm saying is that I have an attitude, or I have that energy that, those things matter to me, especially as a content creator, as a YouTube creator. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that because of it, I don't let it limit me. I don't let those things limit me and limit what I'm going to say and how I'm going to look and what I'm going to do. I don't let it limit me. I don't let it like determine what I'm going to say. I don't let it determine how I come on and how I project to you guys. But I am mindful about all of that, though. I'm mindful about all of that, but I don't let it determine, just because I'm on YouTube, just because I have a channel, I don't let that determine what I'm going to say. I'm still going to say what I'm going to say, because I came a long way. So with that being said, let me say this. This confidence that you're seeing, this confidence and just light, really, I would say, it comes from me being what I would say a very, very just quiet young man. A very, very quiet young man. Once upon a time, there was this very, very quiet young man who really didn't say anything. Didn't say a word, really. Didn't say a word, just observed. Just didn't really speak. Man, a few words you can say. Very quiet, very sometimes nervous when it came to like presentations and things, getting up in front of the class and, using my voice to speak. very nervous. I was so nervous. The reason why I was nervous, for one, I never had that amount of tension on me at one time. Getting up in front of people, speaking to people like that, I never had that much attention, that many set of eyes on me at the time in those moments where I was a quiet young man and, nervous when it came to public speaking and presenting myself and things like that. Very quiet, nervous man, right? Young man. And like I said, the attention, I've never received that amount of attention in my life, that many set of eyes on you all in one moment, which really does for me, it did a lot. I would get nervous. I would start to even kind of shake and my voice would crack and I couldn't control it. That was my problem, but it was a great problem to have. I couldn't control that energy. I couldn't control what would happen to me when I get that nervous feeling. I couldn't control it. I would always feel it come too. Right before you even get up there to even speak. And this is just in general. I can give you specifically detailed like situations, many of them. I have many of them. My whole life I've been a quiet guy. I've just started to speak really when this spike in my life came. I'm gonna try to be careful with how I'm saying things. This energy spike came into my life about a year and a half ago, right? That's when I discovered my real voice. That's when I discovered my real self. So again, I just want to stick on the focus though. So, I have many of those experiences that I can go into detail about, but I'm just giving you an in general perspective of who that young man was, that quiet young man was, who this energy would come over me, this nervous energy. And I'm sure you've experienced it as well. If you've ever gotten nervous in front of people speaking and you just kind of get stuck and it's so hard to speak and you start cracking and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And it makes you not want to do it ever again. At least speaking for myself, it makes you not want to do it ever again. And because it makes you not want to do it ever again, you lose confidence, you get discouraged, and it hurts because you don't understand. And I know I say you, but I really mean me. So I'm gonna say I'm speaking for myself when I say that. So excuse me if I confused you there. I just want to be clear. I would be discouraged. I would be confused. I wouldn't be able to control this energy that will run through me, that whenever I got in front of people and a set of eyes would be on me, it would just be so hard for me to speak. It would be so hard for me to control that energy that it got to that point where I didn't want to do it no more. I didn't care. I didn't want to. I would start to run from school presentations. If I knew we had a presentation the next day, I wouldn't be there. That's just how it was for me at the time. Like I didn't care. It was that real. It was that serious for me. Like I would run from presentations. I could tell you that right now. I can admit that, and it hurt. It really hurt because that's another side. That's you. That's another part of you. That's something that that if you struggle with that, if you struggle with that side of yourself, that taps into other parts of you. It taps into your self-esteem. It taps into your overall confidence. It taps into your identity, who you think you are. It taps into other things. It's like that gate that opens up those other things. Really, at least in my opinion, that's what it did to me. And and this was mainly a lot of high school. High school, I was a very I would definitely say I was nervous when it came to doing presentations and stuff. Definitely. Middle school, I was nervous too, but I wasn't as nervous. But when I got to high school, I was more nervous. Like I was more aware of my nervousness, and because I was more aware of my nervousness, I was more nervous. So middle school, not so much. High school, yes, for sure. But then college, and I'm not gonna say I did the whole full 4 years of college. I didn't. I didn't complete school. No, I didn't complete college. No, but I did experience college. I did experience, and in this time that I did experience college's first year, I was taking one of the lower level English classes. Before you get to English 1A, you go through, what is it, like EWRT 211 or something like that. And then you go to 212, and then after 212 was one more before you get to 1A. I believe that was the structure of like the English kind of, structuring. And when I did that, when I went through that, and this is crazy because this is process. I want to get you to see just the process of all of this, right? So in that first English EWRT 211 class, I believe, and I remember it so well because I want to thank this woman, if I ever see her or meet her again. Her name is Renee Nelson, Miss Renee Nelson, and she taught English EWRT 211, and I was about freshman. I was a freshman, just a freshman, and this was an English class, so I knew we would have to be doing presentations. I knew there was some point in time that we would have to get up here and come do some presentations. Like, I knew that was going to be a factor. So I was already nervous. I was already like, dang, like I'm gonna have to do this presentation, man. And you just get, it's that kind of frequency that comes over you. You just get that feeling. And you just like, dang, I gotta, you get nervous just thinking about it. You get tight, you get sweaty. Just even talking about it, it kind of even brings back some of them energies. But I'm at a point now where it's blocking all that out. But I'm bringing myself back to that time, and it's just like, like I was really in that frequency, like I was really there. But now I'm not, but I want to continue the story. So, I'm there in English 211, nervous already, not even before hearing the presentation. You know how you meet the teacher and they go over the syllabus. Before all of that, I'm already nervous, already thinking about, just already in my head, just not even outside of my head, not even present in the class, just already thinking about like, damn, like, I already know, So anyway, it gets to that point where we need to do a presentation. And this time it was different. It was different. It was different. It was different. Okay. It was just different because when we got to this presentation point, for one, what helped me out a lot was the fact that the classroom size wasn't that big. It was only about 10 to 15 people in there. So it took off a lot of pressure on me, actually. That made me feel great. Like, that had to be synchronicity. It had to be lined up the way it was supposed to be lined up, because how that just happened, like, me to be, but that's why I said pay attention to the process of just the structure of the English 211, 212, then right before that last one, you go to, 1A. So that took off a lot of pressure. And what also took off a lot of pressure was the fact that the teacher would remind us, let us know there is no pressure. Like, just go up there, do your thing, do your research, say what you have to say, and then, it's cool. Like, we'll grade you, the teachers will grade you. And it was two teachers. I forget the other lady's name, but Renee Nelson is the one I remember the most out of the two teachers, two women who taught us, because she had an impact, when she spoke to me, when she spoke to the class. She would really be passionate and genuine about what she was doing. She would be genuine about all of it. And you can see it, you can feel it every time she talked to you, every time she came around. She was about the people. She was about the students. And who knows, that could have planted a seed in me then, just even seeing her in that position of just wanting to help people. And that grew more of my passion, more of my willingness or want to help people. So you have to, and just to kind of sidetrack a little bit, you have to be mindful of that as well. You don't have to be, but it's important that you are. When you get people in your life who actually plant seeds, and you don't even know it most of the time. And then next thing you know, years down the line, it could be years down the line, it could be the next day, next week, who knows? It depends on, I feel, the person, your overall awareness, and, just everything, vibratory frequency, everything. But people are planting seeds in you all the time. You just have to be, like I say, you don't have to be, but it's important that you are mindful about it. Because the more mindful you are about that seed, when it starts to sprout and when it starts to, get through that germination, first 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, seven. When it starts to come up, you're gonna recognize it. It's not just gonna be coming up, and it's not gonna be cultivated or nourished. You can actually now look at it, cultivate it, and nourish it because you're mindful of that seed that was planted. So that's just something I want to just let you guys know if you haven't known already. But getting back to the focus, this teacher, this lady, this woman, Renee Nelson, she would just come with it every time. And I admired that about her. I really did. And I would respect that so much about her because you didn't get that all the time in the schooling system with teachers who really wanted to teach you, who really just wanted to show you, this is how, I learn, and this is how I want to teach you guys. And I also want to let you know you could be yourself. You don't have to try to do too much. You could just come up and say what you have to say, and that's it. We're going to grade you. We don't grade hard on presentations. Like, all of that made it easier for me to get up in front of the people, in front of the class, and present. And it really, really did a lot for me. Not just that, but also the self-talks I had with myself. Before that, external, right? Internally, this was the perspective. I was just like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get over this feeling. I don't care. I'm going to get over this feeling. And that is a seed I planted in my consciousness that grew up to be what it is today. That you're seeing here on YouTube, that I've been on Snapchat doing for the last year. Literally, honestly, coming on, speaking to people and giving them light effortlessly. But let me get back to the story because I don't want to get too off topic. Internally, the perspective was, I don't care no more. I'm done with this feeling. I'm done getting in front of people and cracking and losing my voice and losing my composure and feeling this energy over me that I can't control. I hate it at the time. That's what I was on at the time. I hate it. I don't like it. And it was done. It wasn't to a point where I got extreme, like I can't do it anymore. It was to a point where it was like, no, I'm going to face you. That's how it was. The energy was like that, like, no, I'm going to face you. The next opportunity I get to speak, I'm going to try to do it my best. I'm going to give it my best. Like, I don't care how nervous I get. I don't care how stupid I look. I don't care. I'm just going to go through with the whole thing. That's all I cared about, was going through the whole thing. And guess what? That next opportunity I got to speak, I spoke. I got through the whole thing. Yeah, it was cracky. Yeah, I was shaky. But guess what? I did it. I did it. I finally did it. I can almost go in tears right now, honestly. That's how deep it was for me. That moment, excuse me. Let me just breathe in and breathe out. Just give me like 10 seconds. That moment was so powerful for me in my life that I held on it so tight. I held on that energy so tight. I remembered that moment so tight. I grasped that moment so tightly. And I never allowed myself to get back there again. I gained confidence in that moment. I gained just growth in general. I grew. Even though it wasn't the best presentation, I finished it. My voice was a little shaky. Yeah, I got shaky in some parts, but I went through the whole thing. I finished it. and I gained the confidence I needed to keep going. I just kept building off the confidence at that point. Once that happened, I took that confidence that I had. In the next presentation, I built it, felt even greater, took that, built from that. And then after that, after the third presentation, it was done. Like, I really actually had it on lock because I was that determined. I was that serious about not feeling this way again with myself. I was that serious about not being in control of that energy when it came on me, when it came across me. I was so into it that it had that much of an impact when I was able to finally feel it, grasp it, hold it, and I ain't let that thing go. No one could take that from me. I did that. That's something I can definitely say I did. No one didn't teach me that. No one didn't come up to me and say, look, this is how public speaking is. This is a structure of public speaking. This is how you should do a presentation. I didn't get that nowhere in my life, not even in high school. Maybe, yeah, they'll tell you this is how you should do, this is what you need for your presentation, but they never gave you the tools, like, as far as your confidence and who you are as a person to really actually deliver and execute and really be confident about it. They never gave me that. I gave me that. I came across that myself. And that's why I'm very passionate. That's why I'm very confident in what I say and do. I don't only do this for myself. I do this for those people out there who are voiceless as well, who need to find their voice as well, who need to find their gift and uniqueness as well, who need to discover themselves as well. People are out here right now who don't know themselves, haven't been taught about who haven't been taught about themselves, who actually have parents who don't even care about them, who have people around them who don't care about them. They feel like shit. They feel like it's nobody out there who gives a fuck. They feel like it's no one out there who cares anymore. And that is what creates low self-esteem. That is what eats at that confidence that you have. That's what eats at the energy you already have. That's what keeps people in low vibratory frequencies where you can't elevate or emancipate. That's what keeps people stagnant. And I just want to give that back because I know the more and more I put on for people, the more and more is going to get across that person who felt how I felt when I was that, 21, 22-year-old kid in college, freshman year, because I didn't go to college right after high school, who feel that way. I want to help those people. I understand. I was there is what I'm saying. I understand that. I understand the feeling. I understand the pain. I understand the struggle. And I was there. And I got myself out of there. And now, because I did that, I only want to give back to those people who may not feel the same way I did. That's the energy I want to give back. Nothing else. That's it. Limitlessly, effortlessly, for however long as I need, until you can reach the other side. Until you can reach the other side and find yourself, find your voice, find your gift, find your uniqueness, find yourself. Start listening to yourself. It's just that kind of energy. If you're going to come into this space, this is the energy you're going to get. And this is not even on level 10. This is just like, I don't know what level it is, to be honest, but it's on a natural level, really. This is organic level, real level. And if you're listening to this, I hope it did something for you, because this is real, authentic video where I'm going to come on all the time and express myself in ways I feel that is needed for the people, for myself, for the community. This is not just about me. Look at the earlier videos to get a little more understanding of what it is I'm trying to get across to people. And it simply is something that was brought across to me, getting to know yourself. It's very, very simple, but sometimes the most simplest things can be the hardest things. So that's all I want to give back. I'm already an hour in to this video. I had no intentions on coming on today and giving back a whole hour early in the morning. That's just where the energy was. That's just what I felt. And when I feel something in my heart and I'm gonna speak it, that's what's gonna be said. And that's just what it is. And I hope that this video could do a lot for people, even though it is just my 5th, 6th video, whatever. There's gonna be more to come, and I'm gonna be very consistent on what I'm saying, but I also want to be very clear, and I want to give you the correct knowledge on what I'm saying. And I am sure of that because what I'm saying is facts when it comes to who you are, when it comes to where you came from. Those are facts. I'm speaking on facts. So I don't have to argue with anyone on that. I don't have to worry about arguing. That creates a conflict. Excuse me. That creates a conflict, and that conflict creates that perpetual movement that we're not looking for. We're not looking for that. We're not looking for half. We're not looking for half of a movement. We're looking for a whole movement. Whole body movement. That's what we're looking for, a whole body. We're all about that wholeness. And if you got that brokenness, it's all good. Come get this wholeness. If you peeping, it's all good. Come get this seeking. It's sides to this, right? If you're doing one thing, it's good. You can do the other thing too. You got to get both sides to work together. That's what the biggest lesson here is. You have to get good and bad to work together. You have to understand that we live in a world where there's both. And if you're choosing one, that means you're going against the other. If I choose to be just good, that means anything that's bad, I won't like. Anything that's bad, I'm judging against. If I'm bad, anything good, I don't like. Anything good, I'm judging against. If I'm in the middle, I see both y'all. How about this? Y'all both work together. Y'all both get along now. Get along so we can be the balance, okay? And now we good. Now we see who we really are. We're not identifying with half. We're not identifying with half of a human being. I'm just masculine. No. Components of power is a male and a female. Masculine force, feminine force. It's simple fundamentals in this as an alchemist. This is like simple 1 + 1, 2 + 2. Those are simple things you must know about yourself. That's how you know who you are. That's how you don't get confused when they say you're this. When you sign out those applications, Black, African, I'm more than that. I am more than that. You are more than that. And guess what? This is not just for one group. This is not for just one specific group. This is everyone here. Everyone here, okay? And like I said, I want to end with that, okay? I don't want to get too deep. My hour in. I appreciate you if you stuck by this long. And I will come back with more content. I will come back with more great content about who you are and just in general how we got to get better on everything. So thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe this video, subscribe to this channel. You can also share this video with your friends, your family. It doesn't matter. Anyone you feel who needs to hear this message, you can share it with them. Great, like that's great. We can move forward with that, and I would appreciate it. I'll be very grateful. But like I said, I'll continue to come up here with more videos. I'll continue to come up here with more content, and I just appreciate you for listening. So thank you. You have a beautiful rest of the day. Enjoy it. Be mindful. Be strong. Subscribe to yourself before you subscribe to anything else. Honest.